Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Some of my viewers told me that I should show my little dog Skittles in all my videos. Today I'm going to show her. It's freezing cold here in Canada. It's -7 degrees centigrade today, but it's bright and sunny. And my little Skittles, she knows how to keep herself warm. She knows where the heat vent is and where the sun is. Let's see what she's doing now. So one of my viewer, Ishtiak, he requested if I can show how to adjust the correct height for the 2-in-1 Tamper. So today's video is about that. So let's have a closer look. Now this is one of the best leveler and tamper in one, the best tool you could get for Breville Barista Express, because using this side you could distribute the beans well, and using the other side you can tamp it. And because of the ridge here, you always get the consistent height. Now, the height is important for Breville Barista Express. I'll explain why. So how do we achieve that height? I'm going to show you that today. What is the correct size that we should adjust the tamper? Also, what is the correct height to adjust the leveler or the distributor side? So let's have a closer look at it. Let's take 18 grams of beans. First thing I would suggest is to get a scale like this so that you're always accurate and consistent on the amount of beans that you put. In this case, I'm taking 18. It can be 19 or 20. So be consistent in that. So that's the first thing you need to get. So let's put 18 grams in. Okay, so this is what we got now. So let's go and tamp. Now, this is what I got from the machine. Now, if you look closely, this side has more grinds than this side. Now, what happens if I tamp it down using the Breville tamper? So what's going to happen is, since this side has more grinds, it's going to compress more here, and it will be loose on this side. So as soon as you press the extraction button, what happens is the water will flow towards this side because this side is having looser grinds. So that's how you get channeling. That's an issue because this side will be over extracted and you can get bitter coffee from this side. So that's why you need this leveler. You need to distribute it well. Now, when I use this distribution tool, all I do is just spin it around 2-3 times. So what happens is, wherever there's more grinds, it's going to throw it on the other side so that everywhere it's uniform. So that's what it basically does when you rotate. Now, because this side is mainly for leveling, the depth of this leveler, you can adjust it. It shouldn't be more, it should be less compared to the other side, because where you tamp, you need the correct height. So there it should be more compared to the leveler side. On the leveling process, all you do is just level the grinds that are on the top. So I wouldn't recommend you to adjust it to the same height of this. No, don't do that. Now, before I level this grind and tamp it, I'm going to show you how to set the height, the correct height for both the side for your Breville Barista Express. Now, in some of the videos that you have seen in past, you might have seen that they recommend there should be gap between the grinds and the group head that is on your machine where you plug this in. There should be a gap between the grinds and the group head. That's what they say. But for Breville Barista Express, that's wrong. This grind should be just touching the group head. Now if you extract it well, you will get a mark of the group head on your coffee puck after you have extracted. So that's a good sign that you did the correct height. So very important on Breville Barista Express, after you've tamped down the grinds, when you put the portafilter on the group head, the grinds should just touch the group head. That's the correct height. Now, how do I achieve that correct height, that accurate height? Now, in your Breville kit, you would have got this tool. This is called the razor tool. And this is what you use to set the correct height for your coffee grinds after tamping. So you need this tool in order to adjust the height of this 2-in-1 tamper. So if you have this, it's easier to adjust this height. Now, there are a few things to keep in mind. I'll explain that quickly when you adjust the height on this one. So let's have a closer look so that I'll show you how to adjust the height of this one using the razor tool. Now let's look at how to adjust the height. So let me keep this aside. We'll come back to that later. Now, first thing is I'm going to show you how to adjust the height on the tamping side. As you know, this is the leveler and this is the tamper side. So to adjust this height, what you do is you need to loosen this top portion, hold the area where it's grainy area. Now hold tight here and turn the top portion. This will loosen up. Once this is loosened, you could adjust the height of this. What you do is you hold on to the second one and then turn the top portion clockwise or counterclockwise. So this will reduce the height and turning the other way will increase the height. And once you have achieved the correct height, you hold the grainy area and hold these two together, the top two portion together, and tighten it. That's it. In the same way you do the other side. Okay, first remove the second portion and then adjust the top portion. Okay, now we need to set the correct height. So in order to achieve that, you need the razor tool. So all you do is just set the height like this. Now this is exactly the height of the razor. It should touch the ridge here and you don't see any gap. Now this is how most of you adjust the height. Now there is a slight drawback in doing that. What happens is, since if the beans or if the grinds are coarser, after you have tamped, when you take the tamper out, the whole grinds are going to come up a bit because of the density. Let me show you using the other portafilter. Now after I have tamped it down, you got the correct height here. So once you take this out, the grinds are going to come up a bit. So that will cause the height to be wrong. So what happens is when you try to put the portafilter onto the group head, it's going to press it hard there. So you want to avoid that. All you need is grinds should just touch the group head. That's the height that you're going to achieve. So in order to achieve that, what I would recommend is set the height a bit more compared to the razor tool. So that's what I'm going to do. So I've faced this issue many times. That's why I suggest that. So I'm going to adjust it, loosen the second portion and increase the height a bit and hold both together and tighten it. Now if you look, there is some height difference. I'm going to adjust a bit more. Okay, I think that's good. Now if you look here, there is some gap now. So I would leave that gap there. That would be the correct height, I would say, because after you've tamped it, the grinds are going to rise up and it will still be in the correct racer height. So that's what you are trying to achieve. So I would adjust this side a bit more than the racer. So let's look at the other side. Now on the other side, like I explained, this is just to level. So I wouldn't recommend you to put the same height here. I would put half of the height that you have adjusted here. In order to achieve that, you do the same thing. Loosen it up and tighten a bit and hold both together and finalize it. Now let me show you the height here. So that's almost half the size of this height. So that should be perfect. So you could distribute it well, and there will be almost here the gap to be tamped down using the other side. Okay. Now last thing, I'm going to check the Breville tamper. Let's compare and see. Now you've learned after tamping it down, you shouldn't see the silver area. That's what we learned in Breville Barista Express. So that means you have to tamp a bit down almost to that black area, and when you leave it, it's going to be the correct height. So let's compare and see here. So the height that I adjusted here, it almost matches. So this is the perfect height that you need to adjust. So I hope that that is clear now. So you will be able to level it well using this side and then tamp it down. And since the black portion here, this ridge will hit the portafilter, you always get the consistent height every time you tamp it down. So that's a good thing about this. Now if you use this, there's no control. You can tamp it this side. If you press this really hard, it can go down and you lose that height, the correct height that you need. So what happens is there will be a gap between the group head and the grinds, and that can cause other issues, or it won't give you the proper extraction. So Breville recommends that it should just touch the group head. So that's why we have this racer tool to always check. So I'm going to level these beans. Like I explained, this is not leveled properly. There's more grinds on this side. So let's level and see using this. So all they say is just rotate it 2-3 times, and that's it. So now you've leveled it well. Now there is some, you have to watch for channeling. That means I didn't put enough beans, but make sure you have the right amount of beans. If you see something like this, make sure you increase the dose a bit. I would put 18.5 to fix this issue. Anyway, now you got the idea how to level it. Now use the other side to tamp, which has more height than the other one. So see the height difference. That's the height that you're going to tamp down. So just press it straight down. Make sure all the side hits evenly. You could rotate if you want and take it out slowly. So now it's tamped down to the racer height. So we could always verify using the racer tool. So I'm going to take this and run it. So if you look, it's perfectly the height that they recommend, and it's hardly touching it. Okay, so I'm going to rotate it. See, it's perfectly leveled. So that's how you achieve the correct height. If you don't do the height adjustment like I mentioned, a bit more than the razor height, so when you run the razor tool, it's going to bring some grinds and you have to throw it away. That's going to be waste. So make sure you increase the height a bit more than the razor height. So let me make a shot using this, the one we just tamped and leveled, and I'm going to use this shot glass, get a better angle. The pressure looks okay. Okay, the shot looks decent. Nice thick rich crema. Can't wait to taste this. So let's look at the puck quickly. Now there was channeling. Remember, there was a tiny hole or a dip there, so it would have escaped through there. So that's why I found a bit of channeling while extracting. The flow was dancing a bit, and it stopped and it was dripping. So those are the problems that can happen if you have not enough beans there. So anyway, my intention is to show you how the puck looks like. Now this is what you look for, the group head mark here right in the middle, and I could see if you look closely just that at the group head, the mesh, the design, you could also see that on the top because it was just touching, and when the extraction happens, the beans it's going to expand a bit and you see that design. So anyway, I just thought I'll show you that also. So I hope you guys enjoy this video, and now you know how to adjust the correct height for your 2-in-1 tamper. Remember, this is a very great tool. If you don't have this, I would strongly suggest to invest on this. This is really worth to get a proper espresso shot. So if you guys enjoyed this video, give a big thumbs up, and please consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't. That really helps me, and I could produce more videos on Breville Barista Express. So stay tuned guys, enjoy your day, and bye for now.